This Saturday, talkSPORT brings you exclusive commentary of the Magnificent Seven card live from Wembley Arena. And in the main event, Brad Pauls defends his British middleweight title to Denzel Bentley on the card, which hosts 7 title fights. Coverage begins on talkSPORT 2 at 6 in the evening before switching over to talkSPORT for the main event at 9. On the card, Lawrence Okolie will make his debut at heavyweight as he begins his journey to becoming a 3-weight world champion. And alongside Addy, myself and Simon, Lawrence Okolie joins us live on the show this lunchtime. Lawrence, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lawrence.
Good to speak to you, mate. So a new chapter for you at heavyweight. Can you achieve the idea of becoming a 3-weight world champion? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel happy. I've been eating breakfast all week, lunches all week, and dinners all week. So I feel really good, really happy. I'm just happy to be in this new chapter. Pushing to be a 3-weight world champion. So yeah, why not?
I see Lawrence here, and he's massive. It makes me wonder how he even boiled himself down to cruiserweight. But look, I mean, the heavyweight division is where everyone wants to be right now. It's the land of the giants, and it's going to be interesting because Lawrence as a cruiserweight was clearly the biggest cruiserweight I think we've ever seen. As a heavyweight, as he'll know, he's now normal sized. So how does it play out now? Everyone's got power up there. Lawrence had power as a cruiserweight. Everyone in the heavyweight landscape has got power. So look, it's a great opportunity. Frank's got so many heavyweights. He's obviously dominating that, and I think it was a good move for Lawrence to sign with Frank as well. Lawrence, what are you expecting from your opponent on the weekend, Hussein Mohammed? I thought the press conference was funny. He talks a lot. He seems to think he's got something on you. What are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm expecting him to come through it. I think everyone that boxes me gives 20-30% more than they do in most of their other fights, because it's a good opportunity and a great scalp to get. So I expect him to come for it. I expect, I was literally cruiserweight last year, despite winning the Bridgeweight world title. So I expect him to come thinking I'm a smaller guy and he's going to be able to, outman me and outpower me and go for it. So it's up to me to show him that that's not the case.
Is it? Obviously, it's a must win. I think you know that as well, that there are no sort of setbacks now, especially not on this journey. But is it a must look good as well, Lawrence? Is that what's important? Look, you know the critique that comes with a few of your performances in the past, and that still hangs over your head. So is it a case of you've got to look as good as you have done, knock out, look good, move on to the next?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's no escaping it. This is a new chapter. It's winner stays on. It's look good. It's the rankings is one thing, but you have to also be someone that the promoters want to actually push to get into these fights as well. So the mix of the two is definitely important. But, as I found in my last fight, when I'm in this position and I do feel the nerves and, I understand the magnitude of it, I can go out and be explosive. So that's what I'm looking for on Saturday.
Lawrence, was the heavyweight division always going to be a natural home for you eventually?
Yeah, definitely. I think, when you're winning Bridgeweight titles, when you're winning Commonwealth, European, English and world titles at cruiserweight, it's just, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Do the weight cut, do whatever it takes to do it. But now that chapter's over, it's like, you have to do the right thing. And I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel good when I'm in training, despite it being hard. So I'm expecting the best for myself.
Lawrence, I hope you don't mind me mentioning, obviously, look, when I spoke to you, when I met you in Dubai, obviously, look, there were big plans for a Joe Joyce fight if Joe came through that fight against Derek Chisora. It didn't happen. Are you upset that you're not fighting a bigger name? Like Joe would have been a high-profile name. It would have been a fight that would have put you on the map, especially if you got the victory. Are you upset it's not a bigger name than Hussein Mohammed, or is it a case of those fights will come later?
Yes, I know, because, throughout my whole career, at every stage, I've tried my best to box the best at that level. So, as I said, British, Commonwealth, European, world, that would have been a great first fight at heavyweight. But, when I look at someone like Usyk, like, he's gone on and accomplished amazing things, but his first fight at heavyweight is, I can't remember who it was against.
Chaz Witherspoon.
Chaz Witherspoon. So it's like, unfortunately, you can't always get the fight that you want. You just have to go on and do what you got to do and beat who's in front of you. So although he's not a big name, I still have to respect him as a 18-1 fighter with 14 KOs. And the first time I'm going to be in there with someone that weighs 260 pounds, throwing 260-pound punches. So I'm looking forward to it.
What's the dream here?
Yeah.
Talk to us, Lawrence. I know, again, I know you and Joe won't look past Hussein, but 2025, there must be like a bit of a hit list of opponents. Fabio Wardley, I'm guessing, is in there. Who else is in there?
To be fair, I'm trying to get the quickest route towards the WBC world title because that's the one that I'm ranked in. So right now above me is Caballero. I mean, Parker's obviously now with boxing for the IBF world title. So, it's the Zangs, Caballeros, Okolie. Those are the kind of ones that I'm looking at. I'm a little bit realistic, although it would be amazing to box the Tyson Fury or Usyk. I think that their chapters sort of coming to an end and they're going to dance with each other. But then the ones immediately after that is exactly what I'm looking for.
Some big names.
Simon, I would have thought that this is the division that Lawrence would wish to be in. When you see the matches that are being made, we know this month, Fury Usyk, then in February, Dubois Parker. This is where it's at, isn't it?
Well, he's with the right promoter, isn't he? I mean, ultimately, if you look at what Frank's got in terms of the heavyweight division, I mean, he's got Fury, he's got Dubois, he's got Fabio Wardley, he's got Moses Atuma.
Wow.
He doesn't tend to make too many bad decisions. At one point, Joe Joyce was going great guns, so he doesn't tend to make too many bad decisions. The fact that he's promoting Lawrence tells you that he's got a view on what Lawrence can and can't be in the heavyweight division. It remains to be seen. We remain to be seen. I mean, with due respect to Lawrence, I don't look at the bridgerweight division, particularly with any great degree of interest. I think it's a good step through.
What?
No, I don't, Lawrence. I don't look at the bridgerweight as listen, I recognise the fact that you've gone in there and won the world title. I think from cruiserweight to heavyweight, it's a logical step for you. But I don't particularly look at the bridgerweight and say, "Oh, that's a marquee division."
No,
going into and I don't think that's unfair or controversial.
No, I don't think it's no.
But going into the heavyweight division, I do think it's slightly ludicrous that you've been ranked wherever you've been ranked in the WBC without any heavyweight fights. But we will see, won't we? We will see.
Yeah,
we will see.
I mean, in terms of getting in those big fights and then showing it, definitely. But I mean, I have been a world champion. I know you might not rate the bridgerweight, but it's still a ranking division in the same governing body. So it's not.
Well, let me ask Addy. I mean, do you think it's appropriate? I dare you to put your balls on the line. Do you think it's appropriate that he gets ranked in the WBC the way he's been ranked?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do.
I do, and the reason I do, look, I agree with you.
Once again, I hate to keep using Usyk because Uzyk's gone and accomplished amazing things. But Usyk was undisputed cruiserweight champion. Yes, undisputed, not just world champion. And then he went up, had won 2 fights, and he was in there with Anthony Joshua. So it's like, although we might put Usyk on a pedestal, it's the same thing. World champion, losing up.
And I think that's the point I was about to make as well. I don't agree with the bridgerweight. No, I don't agree with the bridgerweight division. Don't agree with it. Well, but it's a division, and if you are ranked in that division and you are the champion, then you will be ranked in the division above. That's the bridgerweight problem. I think it's a division that should be scrapped. I think it's useless, if I'm honest with you. But he won the title, so he does deserve to be ranked highly with the WBC in the division above.
And then we'll see, won't we? And then we'll see. I mean, ultimately, fighters that have fought in the heavyweight division might feel a little bit aggrieved about that.
Agreed.
And that was my point.
Lawrence that was good when Lawrence handed you your head there. Usyk against Fury. What do you think? That's on the horizon. Who wins it then, Lawrence?
It's hard to say it's not going to be Usyk, but for some reason, I just think that Tyson Fury is going to get it right this time. I think Usyk has been so consistent from Olympics to undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, beating everyone. So it's hard to bet against him, but I think that him and Fury's fight was so close the last time, but I think that Fury has more stuff that he can maybe change, like come in heavier. Like it could work for him or against him, but I think he's got stuff that he can do that can sort of make a difference in this fight. So I do think he'll be able to get it, or he's going to lose more emphatically. So yeah, I think one of them's going to win bigger. So I'm not 100% sure, I'll be honest with you.
Okay, Lawrence, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Good luck on Saturday, Lawrence.
Featuring this weekend, of course, Wembley Arena. You're looking forward to that. It's quite a night, actually, when you look at it. Some of the fights, as you say, that Frank's got together, Simon.
It's a good fight card. Solomon Dakers versus David Adelaide. Good heavyweight fight. Yeah. Both of those guys sort of British
Bentley.
level.
Yeah.
Yes, honestly. I like Bentley. He's been in the studio a few times as well. Brad Pauls, you beat Nathan Heaney. I think Nathan Heaney's working for talkSPORT on the fight card as well. So the middleweight scene in Britain, it's growing. And Bentley, if he comes through there, will be looking at what's going to happen with Hamza Shiraz, Carlos Adames. So yeah, so many different routes, so many different stories. Good fight card.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.